Hello, it's Carrie here. It's Tuesday. Oh my gosh. Okay, so just having a calming, grounding, clearing minute. I had a really rare thing. I I had a new client not show up for their first appointment. Ooh. And what was really, really funny about it was I phoned them up and they said that I hadn't confirmed. I was like, but you booked the appointment. Anyway, isn't it funny how these things do it? I'm like, what? Do you know? I did not say this on the phone. I was like, do you know how hard I worked to make sure that I would get you that appointment? Got to let these things go sometimes, haven't we? We've just got to let them go. It's part of the entrepreneurial journey. A little bit of disappointment every now and again is very, I was going to say humbling. No, sod that. It's not humbling. It's just like, I knew on the phone he wasn't the right client, and I let them slip through the net, and it was a really interesting thing. Anyways, it's all good. This is why we focus on the clients that we love to work with instead of focusing on the clients we think we probably ought to be sort of should working with, because those ones that we ought to think we sort of should be working with, they tend to be the disappointing ones. The ones that we love, that's a different story entirely. So I really wanted to run through some self-care with you. In particular, if she's out there, hopefully on the rerun. If you're on the rerun, LA, I need you to say, hiya. Yeah, this is for LAB, who's a very good friend of mine. And we were talking yesterday, I think it was. We were talking about jaw tightness, how tight your face gets, especially when you are, when you're in a period of transformation, when you are moving from a sticky stuck place, creatively, emotionally, physically, and then you're moving into like a new, bigger, better place. I always find that neck and jaw and head, all of that stuff can get really like, with the tension of it all. So I'm going to show you some stuff. Alrighty, so let's just start with a little bit of scalp rubbing and check in. And we're going to let the breath drop in, so bringing that breath all the way down into your belly as well. If you feel like you're struggling with your breath, don't forget to rub your sternum. Oh, this is like that thing where you pat your tummy and you rub your head, rub your tummy, pat your head. One of those. So yeah, a little bit of rub. Get your scalp moving. Allow that breath to just drop and deepen. Now here's a really cool thing. When you rub around your temples and your jaws, your hamstrings tend to lengthen. Your hamstrings get softer. But I also wonder whether that's because your hamstrings are like the barometer of your body. And they let you know when there is good stuff going on, things that it likes, things that it appreciates. So, a little bit of scalpy. Ooh, focus on anywhere that feels tight. And allow that breath to just deepen and feel more pleasurable in your chest and in your belly. Okay, cool. So we're going to rub. We're just doing some prep. You're going to rub all around here. See how that feels. If it feels like it's letting your brain quieten, if it feels like the energy in the room is dropping around you, then keep going. Okay. So we are kind of working myofascially. I'm going to run through this a little bit quicker. When you do this for yourself, take your time. Allow your hands to really sink and connect into the tissue. Remember, this is about soft, tacky hands, not grabbing, working hard hands. Everything about this is easy. Everything about this is just going to drop you back into your body, okay? Cool. All right, so this is always a favourite of mine. We're going to do some work to open up the platysma, so this covering of the throat, the covering of the sternocleidomastoids, and the anterior scalenes that comes into your clavicles, covers the front of your chest. Okay, so you're going to anchor with one hand. One hand is your working hand and one hand is your anchor hand. So the low hand is your anchor hand, and bring it below your bony bits, your clavicles. And then your working hand, you're just going to slot in the top. Try and get a nice wide hand position, because you don't want to grab your throat. You're not trying to throttle yourself. You're just making tacky contact like you are picking a very ripe raspberry. Okay, so we are going to allow the top hand to slide up your throat, whilst your lower hand is just going to stay anchoring. What's really interesting as well is quite often you can feel this release in your low back as that kind of web of fascia, connective tissue that holds you all together starts to soften. So try and keep your posture happy, neutral. Wiggle around a bit if you need, find yourself a more comfortable position. Try not to slump if you can, but you know, give yourself permission if that's where your body's going. Okay, so top hand will probably be starting to feel a bit sticky into the skin. So you're working with the intention of your top hand sliding up your throat towards your chin, but at the same time with the intention of it's going to take as long as it takes. Quite often you'll find that you glitch and stick in one place and one side more than the other. Next time you do this as well, reverse your hands. Hey Debbie, are you going to come and do some self-care with us today? Alrighty, so it's obviously quite a tight day for me because my hand is not moving particularly quickly. So if you find that your hands have raced up to the top of your neck, that's awesome. If you're finding that your top hand is just having, you know, a little crawl, it's taking its time, that's all good. One of the reasons I really love this particular move is it just seems to like allow your head and your body to connect back together. It's a really great way of getting your fizzy dizziness to kind of settle a little bit more. And watch as you do this, and remember it's that really gentle tacky pressure even as your hand starts to slide up your neck, keeping that a light touch and not a grip. Watch as you do it and see where else you can feel stuff going on in your body. You might feel it in your ribs, in your low back, you might feel it in your neck, well, back of your neck I mean, in your feet. Currently I can feel it around the back of my ribs. Okay, so I'm going to just speed this up a little bit because what I want you to bear in mind if you have managed to race to the top is underneath your chin there's a lot of lymphatic tissue. So you're going to go nice and gentle around there. You don't need to put any pressure on there at all. When we get up to here, you're then just going to turn your fingers around and you're going to come into this tissue just underneath your chin, keeping your low hand anchoring still. And the really cool thing about working under your chin into that soft tissue is that you're starting to work into the tissue of your tongue bed, your tongue root. So yeah, take a little bit of time to do that. Cool, okay. You can continue at your own pace and then you can catch up with the rest of it if you feel that this is good. Otherwise you can move on with me now and we're going to do some more work around your jaw. So also just shake off that energy. Give it a little wiggle, a little shake. Give your shoulder a little bit of a roll. Allow that roll to work up and down through your spine. You might just want to have a stretch of your neck. All right. Now you see I was going to go for jaw, but actually we're going to do some pickups. So up here, up into your upper trapezius. So this bit works really, really hard, and what happens, this bit tends to work harder than your lower trapezius, and that means that your shoulders go up towards your ears along with some muscles in here, which are all pulling you up. So in life, what you need to remember is to slide your scapula. So those triangular bones on your back, you want to be sliding your scapula back down. And one way to help with that is to do some really gentle pickups. So my hand is shaped like this across the top of my shoulder. We're going raspberry plucking stickiness as well. So we're going for a tacky, little bit of a gentle tacky touch with your hand like that across your shoulder. The cool thing about using a really gentle pressure is that it means that you're not going to have to grab, you're not going to have to develop a lot of hand strength, or it's not going to give you kind of tingly fingers if you're going at it with a nice gentle pressure. You're kind of just holding that shoulder right now, and you can increase the stretch. So this hand then becomes the anchor. See where that stretch feels good. That feels good. You can feel how clunky that upper trapezius can feel. So take as long as you want. You might also just want to do some cat pawing. So some picking up of that tissue. In fact, that feels really good, and you can get right around your neck. Ooh. So we can do some of that on this side. It would be great as well, another, this is Facebook Live. If I could do this as a proper class for you, I totally would. And if you'd like me to do this as a proper class where we do it in real time, I totally will. But in the meanwhile, we're going to race through some stuff. So you can anchor with your hand and roll your shoulder, if that feels nicer than just lifting like a cat pawing. Alright, so we're going to come into your face and into your jaw. Using this bit of your hands and your jawbone down here, you're just going to tackily put your... I need a better word than tackily, don't I? You're just going to place your hands on your low cheeks, and you don't want to be pulling like this. You are not an Edvard Munch picture, but you do want to be using that tackiness just to gently pull down. You're almost kind of using the gravity of your arms rather than any kind of force through your arms or through your body. Keeping that breath moving. Can tell I need some jaw work today. Keeping that breath moving down into your belly. And if it works for you, if you're sat on your bum on the floor, you can push that breath down and out through your sit bones. So those bony prominences where you connect to the ground. Alrighty, so we do a bit of that. Shake it off. Okay, cool. Now, this is an awesome little technique. We're going to work actually in the mouth to help soften the jaw. The great thing about softening your jaw, one is that it lets your voice literally come out in a more connected, vibrant, authentic way. But it also connects you into your pelvis, so it connects you down into the root of your very being. It's just the awesomeness of the fascial web through the body, that you're able to release part of yourself by working in a different place. So if you find that you get stiff hips and whatever you do doesn't release your hips, go to the jaw. So it's like the sneaky sideways door in. Alright, so I like to work right hand to left side of face, left hand to right side of face. That might be reversed on Facebook. Anyway, so because you want to cup your face as you work. Make sure your nails are nice and short. You're going to put one finger on your upper gum and you're going to be pointing at your earlobe, okay? Like this. Cool. So my finger is here. There's my fingertip. I'm pointing at my earlobe. At all times, you're going to keep your finger on your top gum and you're going to work back, 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 back. Not pushing, not shoving, not wriggling your finger in, not trying to like delve back, you're just going to move back. You're making pressure, you're making connection. As the tissue releases, your finger will move back into the space, okay? Cool. So you're just going to come back. When you get to your rear tooth, whether that's your last molar or your wisdom tooth, you're going to come up ever so slightly. You'll feel that there's a notch that you naturally want to kind of guide your finger towards. If it's taking you forever to get to your rear teeth, totally fine, because it means that you're releasing all of this tissue of your cheek and your masseter, which you can also work like this with your thumb, like that. And again, that's a really soft pinch, like you're plucking a raspberry. Okay, so your jaw, your mandible bone, this one here, is the only bone in the body which is hinged in two places. So when you work one side of the jaw, you need to work the other side of the jaw. So it's the same deal. Finger on the top gum, working back, pointing at your earlobe. Cool. Again, I'm doing this quickly because it's Facebook Live. Please spend at least 5 minutes on both sides. And when you have, don't forget to give your jaw a little bit of a waggle like a camel. And a little bit of a stretch like that. A little bit of extra gentle rubbing just to finish it up. And you are good to go. Let me know in the comments below how it feels. Let me know how it, how you feel before and how you feel after. If you have any questions, come and ask. If you are wondering whether as a massage therapist you can use any of this stuff with your clients, this totally. I can definitely teach you more about how to do the pterygoid work with clients. Okay, good stuff, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will catch you on the next video. I feel that we need to do some more grounding work as well. So we're going to build some grounding stuff into the next live that we do. Remind me of that. All right then, my loves. Take care. See you later. Bye.